Hey, it's me again, Laura, with another craft and snacks. We're going to make another craft today. You might be saying to yourself, Laura, why are you wearing the exact same outfit you were wearing the last time? And the answer is, I'm filming this the same day, and I'm not an influencer. People don't mail me clothes. We're wearing the same clothes because it's the same day. Who changes clothes just to film a video? Not this girl. So, today we are wrapping yarn to make a fancy initial for ourselves. You can do this with your last name. You can do this with your first name. You can do this with your friend's name. Anything you want. Your pet's name. So we're starting with a chunk of paper. This is foam board. I would also recommend cardboard. Usually available at your home. Any other board you have that is a little bit heavier than paper, because paper be folding. We don't have time for that. So I would say heavier than a paper plate for this, because that'll bend too. So go with something a little heavier. You have a family member that likes to play with wood. They can cut you a letter. I wouldn't do that. That's too much work. But cardboard. Get you some cardboard. Okay, mine first initial is easy. It's L. L is for Laura. So I'm just going to do that because cutting out a B would be harder because there's a curve. If you're not sure how to do your first initial or your last initial, or you're just feeling a little bit like, how do I do this? Go on the interwebs. It's this place with lots of information. Look up your first initial on Google Images, the letter M, the letter whatever, and a font. Put it together. You can then, or Microsoft Word, if you have Microsoft Word, type it, do a font that's fun. I don't know, print it out. Now you have a template. You can either tape it to your surface and cut along its lines, or you can color on the back of your page with a pencil, regular graphite pencil, and then trace over it on the other side, and it will leave a pencil line of what this is. But my initial is Laura. L is a line like this and a line like that. I think we can handle it here together, freehand-ish, because rulers exist. So I'm going to just kind of think that's the width that I want my line to be. So it's going on the bottom here. I'm going to draw a line. Are you excited yet? There's my line. Isn't it great? Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here, but I'm going to do lengthwise. So this is going to be my letter L, which for you is backwards. We're going to struggle with that today, but it's going to be okay. So now I'm going to take, and you can do this with a pen if you want to make it more permanent. You can do this with scissors. But I'm going to take my handy dandy X-Acto knife. Use this with a grown-up because pointy, dangerous, not safe. You might not have one of these at your house. That's okay. Scissors work. Scissors work the same way. I'm just going to do this because it's a little bit faster. For me. For you, it might be slower. I just work with a lot of crafty stuff. So I'm going to do a line here and stop at my little center point. So I went down this length, stop there, because I don't want to cut the whole thing. And it would be a lowercase L and it'd be really boring. I'm going to do the same thing horizontally from that point to the other end of my paper. And then if I'd done it right, I'm going to reinforce here because I don't trust that I did it deep enough. This section will pop out. And I will be ready to go. Okay, let's see if it does it. Are you ready? Moment of truth? Maybe not. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. Other side of the page. Reinforcing my line here. I didn't cut through the paper on the other side cleanly enough. Oh, yes. We're getting there. Who knew cutting with Laura would be so hard? Cutting pages. But it is. You might have a little bit of something here. That's not that big of a deal. You're going to cover it up with fabric. Okay, not fabric. String. String is the word. Or in our case, yarn. We're going to use yarn. I have this yarn. Doesn't look like much right now. It's okay. Use the yarn you've got because if you've got yarn, it's free. If you don't have yarn, Red Heart or Lion's Brand is at Walmart. I don't recommend Red Heart very much because it's terrible to work with as a craft yarn for like crocheting or knitting something. It's really flammable and essentially made of plastic, but not recycled plastic like you'd wish it would be made of. It's just plastic. So for almost every incident, I would say never buy Red Heart or acrylic yarn like that. But this is the one application that it's worth your money to do that. But if you are environmentally conscious, you want to do something better for the world, get cotton because the cotton is there. That's renewable at least. And if there's wool there, which there's not at Walmart, there's just not. But if you can get wool, wool is more renewable and better for the environment than even cotton is because cotton uses a lot of water to produce. And all you have to do is let sheep eat the grass and they make the wool on their own. It does not hurt sheep to shear them at all. They need it actually. So even if you're vegan, you should have no problem with wool. A lot of misinformation out there about wool, and I could go on about it for a really long time because I knit a lot of things all the time. Okay, you're not here for that though. Reminding myself. Okay, to do this craft, you need the end of your string. I'll find it eventually. I keep calling this string. It's because it doesn't have the honor of being called yarn, because yarn is good, and this is not good. Sure, a lot of people make a lot of things with Red Heart with love for people they care about. I just can't. I just can't. Okay, so to make this craft, you want to secure this in place. That's the end. It can be done with glue. It can be done with tape. Anything you want. I have a hot glue gun here from the previous craft I did, which you probably have already seen. So I'm gonna stick that there with a little bit of hot glue. Don't burn yourself. Avoid burning yourself. Okay. Now you're just gonna wrap. You're gonna wrap it. It's okay if you don't get the very tippy top covered. But if you really are worried about that, go ahead and do a couple wraps like this. The point of this is just to wrap it so many times. Wrap it a ton. The more you wrap, the better it will look. Wrap on top of the wraps that you previously made. Just keep going. There should be no white space visible or brown space if you're using regular cardboard underneath your wraps. You don't want that to happen. And if you are going along a straight edge like this, you can actually push it together like that to make it tighter. It's very easy to do while you're watching a Christmas or holiday movie of some kind, or when you're watching any movie or TV show or supposed to be doing other things. If you have a thing, do what mine just did and slide off the edge, squish it back on. And you can actually go to the back of the thing and squeeze a little bit of hot glue in there. Hot glue is your friend. Don't immediately touch it like I was about to. That's a bad idea. Let it cool a little and then you can smooth it out. My goal there is to make sure that nothing slides off the end. But it's okay. If it slides off the end, just squish it back on. So I'm going to be doing this for a while, and you're probably already bored of hearing me talk, so I'll be back. Okay, I'm at the edge. This is when it starts to get a little annoying, because you've got to go over and over the same place on one edge while angling slightly with the other edge. It's going to be a little thick there, but it's okay. We're going to be okay. Just churning in circles. Just continuing endlessly in circles. It's fine. If you think you see yours kind of doubling up on itself, you can use a tiny little dot of glue to encourage it to stick in the place you want it to stick. That's fine too. Glue is always fine. There. We're working on it in circles and over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I'm going to do a little more glue here. We're getting there. This is when it's easy to have a name that has curves to it rather than edges, because this is kind of annoying. I'm going to put a little glue on the edge over here, help that stick, and I'm going to burn myself instantly with it. Why? This would be personally when I would be like, let's go watch a movie. Let's not do this anymore. But we're here for crafts. That's what we're here for. I could have avoided this step if I had done a couple of wraps vertically before I started wrapping horizontally. These are the things that you think about mid-craft that make you think, I'm just going to rip this apart and start over. But that was a lot of wrapping, so we're not going to do that. We're just getting there. So we're going to say that we're getting there. It's fine. It's fine. Progress. Progressiness. A little bit of glue so that it stays where I'm putting it, because I want it to burn myself again that time. Be careful with hot glue. I have a low heat hot glue gun because we know I'm gonna burn myself with the hot glue gun. It's just part of me, Laura, the human. I burn myself. Okay, when you get to the edge, like I just did, it's gonna need some glue. It's just gonna need it, because keeping an edge like that is hard. See, it's slipping already. That's why we glued it. It's doing it. There we go. I need it to be at a place where I can do this again. But we have a space, so I have to fiddle with it a little. And you will too. So I'm just gonna kinda alter my angle I was on and keep adding bits of glue to keep things where I want them to be. I recommend that you do the same. We'll get there. I'll be back. Okay, finished my curve there, my little angle. This is how fast you can do it. When you get the hang of it and see it's looking a little lopsided, you just kind of squish, squish. You're fine. We're just gonna get to the end here together. And if you notice that anything is slippy sliding out of the way. You can always stick a little dot of glue. Glue's your friend. We're getting there. Yes, we are. Squish. So close, everybody. Who knew this would take so long? It hasn't really been that long. It's been like 10 minutes. I'm not a patient person. Okay, now I have to think about what way the letter L is supposed to be for me. Okay, that's the way it's supposed to be for me. It's backwards for you. So I need to choose what the back is of my piece, which for me is the right side, and for you is the wrong side. Now I'm going to stick a line of glue on the back here and wrap over that glue. So that's really secure there. Then on the front, I'm going to do a little tiny bit of glue right on the edge where no one will see it, so that my last little wrap there is very secure. Just going to tap it into place even so that it looks very completed. And I'm going to burn myself repeatedly. Don't do that to yourself. Don't. Use like a popsicle stick. Okay, so my L edge here, I have to fix that little hot glue mess there, but ignoring that, it's done. So I'm going to finish my wrap around on the other side, stick some glue again on the other side, and stick my little piece of string in the blobby of glue, squishing it down on either side so that it's pretty secure. Then we trim. Okay, the letter L is done. So now you can use another little loop of string to hang it on your wall. You can command hook this to your wall, command strip this to your wall. You can prop it up on your bookshelf. It's cute. It's fun. We like. So anyway, that's how you do that craft if you're bored at home in a pandemic. Stay safe, stay healthy, happy crafting.